I think that the importance of a culture is to create unity amongst the company. How do you create unity? I think that it's clarity in the company's vision and getting buy-in on that vision and having everybody understand the why. My name is John Walsh. I'm the founder and CEO of Endera, and we manufacture electric school buses and electric shuttle buses in Ottawa, Ohio. I founded Endera 5 years ago. I was in private equity, and I got assigned an electric bus company. I got to learn the ins and outs of EV through that experience. After a year, I left, and I started Endera the next day. This is the third clean tech company I've founded, so I've always been into the environment, and I saw it as a tremendous opportunity.
I met John early on, and it caught me off guard how young he was. It was interesting to see how many young people are involved in this. I'm the old guy around here, right? And these guys are half my age. It's pretty cool. I think that Endera, they've chosen a very good place because Ottawa, Putnam County, the potential employees all have a very good work ethic. And our infrastructure is very good. We're spending like $9 million on our water plant to upgrade it. In our industrial park, we've got many acres out there that also has, water, sewer. It's ready to go for, any new startups. Endera is in the old campus that used to be Phillips Display Components. Phillips at one point was employing over 2,500 people. They shut down and moved. So we went from 1940s technology, and now we have new technology in part of the facility that they had. It's really awesome to see what we got going and how industry and businesses are responding to that.
We acquired Philips' old manufacturing plant. They used to manufacture tube TVs here in the 70s all the way up to early 2000s. The benefit of the factory to Endera is that it's perfectly situated for automotive. And so it gave us the infrastructure that we needed to come in, acquire the factory, and then adopt our EV technology as a vertically integrated manufacturing process. So this is the first station on the EV line. This is the mechanical section. This is where holes get drilled, brackets get mounted, and it gets prepped for the second station where you have the plumbing of the EV. So this is where all the high voltage, the low voltage harnesses, the thermal architecture gets laid in prep for the next station, which is where you get all the batteries and the sub-assemblies that get put into place. And the last station is really focused on high intensity electronics and testing. How's it going, guys? Good. Doing good? Yeah. You might show me what you guys are doing here?
Yeah, man. So we're basically finishing up our thermal system. In addition to that, we're installing high voltage cables.
Yeah.
After the step, we'll be getting ready to put battery packs.
Yeah.
Drivetrain and all of that. So this is where all the magic happens.
This station here is where you see a fully assembled powertrain. This is 150 kilowatt hours. Right now we're doing about 1 a day, but our goal is to scale up by the end of the year to do 6 a day. And that's just with one line. And so we can do up to 6 lines in this factory. There's no robots involved in our process. It's a very labor-intensive process. It's specialty EV, so there's a bunch of different ways you can configure it, and that means that we get to employ people. We have employees that have worked at the Philips manufacturing plant for a generation, and then now we have those same people working at Endera. Not only are those people working at Endera, but their children are working here. Their husbands, wives are working here. We have multiple sets of families that are working at Endera.
I am Patty Vieira. I have been working at Endera for about a year. My sister works here. My brother is soon to start. My cousin, my nephew, and a couple of friends. It was tough. When the Philips plant closed, I had to look for another job right away. Now that I've been here for a year, they've made it possible for us to buy our own home. It's an honest working place. They listen to you, they care about you, they take care of us.
At Endera in Ohio, we have 4-10 work schedules, so everybody has a 3-day weekend. Also, we make sure that everybody is paid well and that we have a bonus program. Everybody at Endera also has stock. That's really important to me, to get everybody to think like owners. I came from the finance community, so I've always tried to take my approach in building this company as if I was an investor, because I have invested a great deal into the company. Getting on a state contract or getting awarded a state contract is cumbersome up front, and then you have a multi-year component to the contract. So it takes anywhere from 6 months to upwards of a year to get that contract. And then once you're on that contract, you're on that contract for multiple years. There's a lot of recurring revenue that we get when we sell the vehicle as well. We're talking about the software as a service solutions, charging as a service. And so treating myself as an investor and putting myself in their shoes as the guardian of their capital is very important to me. And I would think that they respect that.
What makes Endera stand out is the quality by far. It's the best van and bus on the market. I'm Joe Pritchard, the CEO of Pritchard Companies, the builder of the bodies. The pandemic with supply chains have really stressed the production line. You read some things in the paper, like EVs here tomorrow, but the infrastructure and the different elements that go into a quality powertrain will take longer, and we're a nation that really likes things right away. And that would be one of the biggest threats that I see, that people get impatient because they want the product now, and we're not going to deliver a product until it's ready. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. That's where I think some of the guidance of myself and the other board members have been helpful for John to say, you know, as much change is going on, we're still in the first inning.
From my previous experiences in starting clean tech companies, I learned that you have to have an economic value proposition in addition to an environmental proposition to have true impact. I also learned the importance of company culture and having a group of people that are really aligned in their interests and motivated towards a common goal. And I also learned how to raise capital. That was a significant lesson learned. When I first started the company, it was just me and a couple of interns, and we had a subcontract manufacturer business model that unfortunately was not scalable. We raised $21 million in 2021 as a first seed round, and that was to bring our powertrain technology in-house, to acquire the factory that we're in today, and to get to production. And then we just closed a larger round in December of last year that really has allowed us to scale our production in a significant way. Ottawa is a great place to manufacture. Ohio is a great place to manufacture. It's the commercial automotive capital of the country, and it's quickly becoming known as the Silicon Valley for electric vehicles. Building in Ohio has its advantages because it is definitely economical to have a business here. There's very business-friendly laws. And logistically for Endera, it's a good centerpiece for access to all the different states. So shipping and logistics are very easy here. When we moved to Ottawa, we found it to be a great place for us to park our flag because we saw it had a lot of the properties that we needed to have a manufacturing facility. And the facility itself is situated to do over 3,000 EV buses a year out of that factory alone. And so it gave us the ability to scale. And that was really a significant factor in our decision to come to Ottawa. What surprised me in coming to Ohio from California is you have a really strong family culture here. Especially at like the local watering holes is where everybody really goes and congregates. Families, people young and old all go to these local bar restaurants, and that was actually part of what we did to start getting recognition. Was we would go there just to start meeting people and let people know that we're here and that we're here to stay. It's also a very affordable place. I mean, affordable place to manufacture, but affordable place to live. What we've seen is we've seen property values go up, and we've seen that there's been a huge influx of job applications at Endera. When we first came, people didn't know who we were, and in this town, trust is a big factor in wanting to work at any place, and so we've had to build trust by getting in with the community. We've done sponsorships to Special Olympics bowling tournaments. We've worked with Little League teams and race car events to let people know that we're here. Ottawa, Ohio is a perfect fit for Endera. You've got a great talent pool of commercial automotive workers that know how to work on vehicles. There's a valley of death over the last decade in EV, in clean tech in general. And now we're at an inflection point where you do have that economic value proposition in addition to an environmentally beneficial solution. I think to get more Americans to switch to EVs, there has to be somewhat of an education that driving an EV is better than driving a gas vehicle. It is. It just is. I mean, you don't have to go to a gas station ever. It's more fun to drive. Oftentimes, most EVs are more integrated with your phone. Like, I don't even have a key. I just walk up and my car opens. And it's better for the environment. So I think that education is what's needed. A second thing I would say is infrastructure. I think that the big fear is range anxiety. And I think that we can solve that through high-powered DC fast charging in more remote areas that people want to go to once in a blue moon. The reality is, though, is 95% of the time that EV is going to be able to do what you need in your normal daily commute. So education plus infrastructure, I think, are the two main things. School buses and shuttle buses are unique in the EV landscape because they have a lot of government backing on one side, where it's serving a public good, a public need, and that is historically recession-proof. It's very price inelastic, which is good in an inflationary environment, and you don't want your children breathing diesel smoke. I think that that on top of the environmentally beneficial elements of EV is a value, and I think that people are seeing that. We were awarded in February the CalAct contract as the low bid vendor. It's an estimated 1,000 EV buses are being procured off of this contract over the next 5 years. And so we're really excited. We're ramping up production to serve that contract as well as others across the country. The demand in the school bus and the shuttle bus market are tremendous. Endera can't build them fast enough.
I met John through my son, the next generation. He was doing some work on alternative fuels, and he met John at a conference. The partnership started when we were supplying the chassis. Of course, we were building the buses as well. And, John's vision was, way out there, and this kind of pulled forward his vision. It was interesting for me to say, okay, you can forge your own way, and you guys got great plans and ideas, and we have a shell of a company that you can take and move into the future. My great-grandfather started the company in 1913 and was instrumental in paving the roads. In fact, where our home store is in Iowa, that was the first connection of two cities with paved roads. And to be able to sit and look back and say, my great-grandfather was involved in this, and now we have the talent of John and the next generation involved in the cutting-edge spot of the change that people will look back on a calendar and say, 2023, 2024, that's when the pioneers in EV started. It's very rewarding. I take a lot of pride in that similarity.
We've got contracts in Florida, we've got contracts in New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Washington, Colorado. So you're starting to see the momentum in state by state, new contracts come out that are EV.
I see Ottawa pretty much on the cutting edge of this is where you want to go for new technology. This is what Ottawa has to offer. I just think we've got a great thing going here, and I can't wait to see what's what in 5 to 10 years.
I'm very grateful for the opportunity, for having hit the right timing, and I guess luck is when preparation meets opportunity, maybe. But I think it's been rewarding. It's been hard, excruciating, sleepless nights sometimes. I mean, I'm pulling 13, 14-hour days in this factory to get it up and running, and especially when we first acquired the company and had to get everybody integrated. When you buy a company, there's a lot of fear in the employees, and so we had to have a huge emphasis on ensuring that, look, we're here to grow you guys into having a career-long opportunity.
I hope we're here for a long, long time, and we grow like Philips did, and we just keep prospering.
I would see Endera as being the leading bus producer and manufacturer in their space, and that is school bus and shuttle bus. They will build the best product with cutting-edge technology and will be the go-to for all the transportation needs for a cleaner environment.
We want to be a disruptor. We want to get more people in electric buses. So next year we intend to deliver just under 1,000 vehicles, and we plan to ramp up to 3,000 vehicles by 2027. I ask myself this question a lot of why are we here? What are we doing? What does this all mean? What is it for? And what do I want to look at myself as an elderly man on my deathbed? And I think that it would be that I would want to have been known as someone that leaves the world and made a positive impact on humanity and was loved for it. That gives me peace.